and we've woke up to a lovely bright morning, but the ground is very, very wet, isn't it, Liz?
Good morning, everybody.
Today we're going down to Newcastle. So we're up. Where are we?
We are in Falkirk.
Oh yeah, we're in Falkirk, and we've got to travel down to just above Newcastle. So it's about a 3.5 hour journey, which will probably turn into about 5 or 6 for us. So bums on seats time. Yeah, I get a bit achy after about an hour. What about you? You don't get achy at all, do you? So that's a testament to the rebel. Liz, no achy bum. Neil, achy bum. But I must admit, it does take a good hour. Probably actually 2 hours is where I'm really starting to fidget, but I don't think it's the bike.
Your beard smells nice.
Yeah. Got coconut, got coconut oil.
Yeah, it smells
on
like vanilla.
Yeah. We've got to pay the bill because we've had 2 meals here and 1 breakfast. Oh dear. Yeah, let's go and get it done and get out of here.
Came alive. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. His guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king. 19 years old in Memphis, Tennessee. Sam and son, so it's something come to be. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. Shaking his hips and playing his licks. Here comes the king. All right. Still today, 60 years down the road, something about this record is never get old. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Stand aside. With guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king. Shaking his hips and playing the licks. Here comes the king. Stand aside. Here comes the king. Guitar in hand, up front in the band. Here comes the king. Here comes the king.
Mistake of having a big breakfast before we put all our gear on our bikes. We're both feeling very down today. We're both feeling a little bit peed off. I don't know why, because we've had 2 lovely nights in this beautiful big grand hotel just on the outskirts of Newcastle, not far from the airport. It's a great place, really nice, well affordable. We've had nice food this morning, so that's been pretty good. We're just getting a little bit tired, getting all the gear on, getting down to the bikes, going for another ride. But like, if you asked us right now, I'd say bike life. I can't be asked.
Really?
Yeah, I
I'm
can't.
tired.
I'm tired. I'm fed up. I'm hot. Like today, you never know what the day is going to be. Whether it's going to be cold, whether it's going to be warm, whether it's going to be hot. Like, it's so hot and sticky now. It's unbelievable. Probably on the bike it'll cool down, but I'm just not feeling it at the moment. I know once I get on my bike, I love riding so much, I'm going to enjoy that. Wherever I'm going on a bike, I feel great. But I don't like the bits in between. I mean, we're a few flights up. We've had to grab all our stuff to bring it all down here. It's really heavy, it's tiring. I've got a knackered knee. I can't hardly move my knee very well. Lizzie's tired. She's got a bad hip. Like, as you get older, this stuff really takes its toll on you. And we've been on the road on this actual tour. I mean, we've been on the road 90 days, nearly 90 days. This tour is probably about 35 days, 40 days, something like that.
This is the reality of it. It's not all fun. You know, you have good days, you have bad days. It's not all fantastic every moment, you know, because you still have to put effort into thinking where you're going to stay. What's the weather like? Can I bypass the rain? Can we get past the... just swallowed a fly. Can we stop swallowing flies? But there's all little things that add up, and then you go and have breakfast and you think, why have I had breakfast? Because now I'm all trussed up and I've got to bend over and put all my stuff on the bike. I feel sick. There's all little things that kind of like add up, isn't there?
Yeah.
And then you've got real life in the background as well that you're dealing with.
Yeah, real life
and
stuff.
It can be like
families and friends and...
You know, there's always...
Annoying.
Something. No, it's not annoying.
Well, it's frustrating that we can't help and do things for people.
Because we've kind of come so far away, and
yeah,
you do tend to get that little bit of guilt in you as well, don't you? But
yeah,
that people say, "Oh, go ahead, enjoy yourselves," but then you still miss those people as well.
But what gets me at the moment is I've got nowhere to go to be able to do repairs on the bike and update things, even clean them properly. And we don't really get enough time, I don't know, on the road to be able to do it. Maybe we're just not experienced enough at this, but you know, it's like when you do a week's tour on a motorbike, you know what you're doing. It's 1 week, you go in, you get on with it. I mean, we've got far too much gear because we thought we were going to be camping a lot more than we are now. So we've got all our camping gear with us, so we just don't need any of it because we decided not to do it because it's too cold and wet and damp, and like it's difficult for us old people getting in and out of tents all the time. It's horrible.
And also, you've got to think, when I change over arms, there's a lot of things that I kind of still look at Neil to say, well, I can't carry that big bag because I've got a busted shoulder. So there are things that kind of I feel I put onto you, but you don't feel I am. It's like,
no, I don't.
It's just one of them things that I get frustrated with myself sometimes, that I can't do something. So there's all these little factors that come in, but this is just a bad day.
We've had a couple.
Or should we say this is just not the best day? It's not a bad day because...
Well, as soon as I'm on the bike, I'm fine.
We're here, so we're doing what we wanted to do. That's the thing, and we've got to make the best of it. So, I'm not going to lie, sometimes you get agitated with each other. If you didn't, we wouldn't be real, would we? So, yeah, we moan at each other, don't we? We've had the odd but it doesn't change how we feel about each other. It doesn't make us not want to do what we're doing. It's just... Sometimes we wish we had a bit of a better system. So
an easier system for us,
system.
for our age group.
Yeah.
Because it is hard work. I mean, I've lost at least a stone, maybe two, on this holiday.
I think I've put it on. But the reality of it is, I think in the back of our minds, we're now sitting there going, okay, so this trip is coming to
an end.
A bit of an end, and now we've got to decide whether we're going to be going further on the bikes.
I don't know.
What are we going to do with... Do we buy a house? Don't we buy a house? Do we rent a house? Don't we buy... We've got so many of these things going on in the back of our mind, because obviously Neil's got to have his operation done.
On my knee.
So he's going to need somewhere to recover. You can't recover in a tent or in a hotel. It's just not viable.
But one of the other things, if we don't invest in a house, we'll end up spending all the money. But we don't want to buy a house. That's the trouble. We don't want to buy a house. We're fed up with living in bricks and mortar in the streets with neighbours, and no disrespect to anybody, we're just at a time of life where we just want to be sort of have something a bit different in our life, you know.
We've looked into some land. We can't find the right piece of land. We've done so many exploratory things, and the only option is
even buying a business and living on site.
Is to buy a van, tow the bikes, but even that's not always viable because a lot of campsites won't allow you to take a trailer on, and you can't just park a big van and a bike trailer at the side of the road. It sounds like a wonderful dream, a great idea, but it's just not viable at times. And
doesn't seem like it. It seems like living on the bike, unless you're camping, it's too expensive, guys. It's just so expensive staying in hotels and Airbnbs, and you know, you're when we add up our average costs per day, you've got to be looking at least £80 for accommodation on average. We've had some more, some slightly less, but not many. Then you've got to add in your food for the day. So we tend to only eat one big meal a day, and you know, that adds in, if you're eating out, that's like 40 quid, maybe more, 50 quid. So 80 plus 50, that's 120, 130. Then you've got your fuel. You know, it might be a tenner a day each, but you're nearly looking at like 100 to 150 pound a day. A day, per day. Right, guys, so we want to give you just a little bit of perspective about how much this is costing us on this trip. When we originally left Land's End, we were looking at doing a lot of camping, so we were looking to pay £10 to £20 a night. Unfortunately for us, it just got too cold, too difficult, keep lugging stuff on and out of the bike for us. I'm suffering with a damaged knee. Lizzie's got a damaged shoulder. I know we keep on about it, but we are older, and you know, you see a lot of these younger people that are doing these trips around the world and that, and they just they recover within a day to sort of jump back on their bikes and head off. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way for a lot of us when you're a lot older, you know, 50 plus. It really does start to take its toll on you. Anyway, we opted for, we had the money, so we decided to stay in accommodation, either in a hotel or perhaps in an Airbnb. So I've put down that the roughly the accommodation cost us approximately £70 a night. So that's for the two of us in a double room, in a hotel or an Airbnb. Now, sometimes we paid £50, sometimes we paid £80 or £90. So I've roughly averaged it at £70 per night. Now, this is in the months of sort of September, October, November. Okay, so we were slightly out of season here. Now, fuel for us, I've put a rough average £20 a day, £10 each. Don't think that's a lot. Sometimes we went more than that, sometimes we went less. Food wise, so I put £40 per day for food, because we're staying in Airbnbs or hotels. Sometimes you get a breakfast thrown in, sometimes you don't. So if we didn't have breakfast thrown in, then we wouldn't eat breakfast nearly every single time. We would wait until at least lunchtime before we had a snack or something to eat, and then we have a bigger evening meal. Now, to be honest with you, if we were just eating in a hotel or a pub or a restaurant, that £20 each is actually pretty average for a meal in any sort of establishment. It's not bad at all. I mean, even if we go and have some food in McDonald's, we're going to pay a minimum of around £15 to £20, and that's without any snacks or food during the day. You know, I'm including a beer, some drink, a few snacks, whatever. So it averaged out around £40 a day. Now, when you take that into consideration, you start to look at it. So for 1 week, for 7 nights, that cost us on average of £130 per day, it actually works out at £910 for 1 week. And that equates to £3,640 per month. Can you believe that? If you go for 2 months, which we pretty much were, around that sort of cusp, it actually averages out over £7,000. Now, we get absolutely nothing for this, okay? We don't get any tips, we don't get anything off of YouTube, we don't get anything from anybody asking us to advertise anything. We don't do any of that whatsoever. That's just come out of our own pocket. And to be honest with you, I think in this video we actually reached a position where we're realizing we are unable to do this anymore. It's not going to be viable. It's far too expensive. It's going to be a lot easier for us to have a look at different options, but certainly biking and staying places, if it's not warm enough and you can stay in, on a campsite in a tent, or you're just one of those people who can carry on, sleeping in a tent night after night, even through the winter. That's not us, I'm afraid. I could do it on the odd occasion, but you can't do it every night. It's a bit soul destroying for us, so we just haven't got that option. Yes, we could have gone over to Spain or Portugal. That was going to be our other option, but the trouble with that was, it's a lot of mileage. You're going to be doing a lot of fuel. You're still probably going to have to end up staying in hotels and that, because we know people that went away to Spain and Portugal when we were going to go, but decided to go to Scotland, and they got hit with the horrendous weather and they couldn't camp anyway, so they ended up, lots of people ended up in the hotels and Airbnbs. Granted, it's a little bit cheaper, but then you've got to factor in travelling thousands of miles on the petrol and that. I don't know. Anyway, that's where we are with this. Pretty disheartening. And when you factor in, we're getting tired, we're getting worn out, we're getting worn down. I'm not seeing how it's viable to be able to continue. For us, sadly, we really want to do this. We want to make films and ride to awesome places, meet awesome people, take beautiful photographs and that, but it's just not working out viable for us at the moment. Anyway, let's carry on with the rest of the video. It's ridiculous amounts of money. We've just spent so much money on this, and now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I don't want to spend any money. It's too expensive. It's not viable to live on the bike. That's what I'm saying today. It's not viable to live on your bike and travel unless you're paying literally nothing per night to stay somewhere, or 10, maybe £20 in a campsite. But you can't do it in the UK.
And this is we've had people offering us rooms to stay. We've had a night in accommodation paid for, 2 nights actually in different accommodations paid for by some of you guys, and it's like,
can't do it.
It still adds up, and we don't want to be complaining, because we're just telling you the reality of what we're at today and what we're facing today, and you've always got it in the back of your mind, are my bikes safe?
Yeah,
no matter what security you've got on there, trackers, we've got everything we need, but we're still in the back of your mind. If you're not sitting at a hotel or accommodation where that bike's right outside, you're not rested.
Yeah. But anyway, we've got to go now. We're going to travel all the way down from the top of Newcastle to Whitby. Neither of us have ever been to Whitby, so we're going to go and have a look there on the way back home. After that, I literally said to Liz, after that, I just want to ride all the way back to our container, drop off the bikes and just go on in our car somewhere. But even then, even in the car, we've still got to stay places. We can't get away from it, and there is no viable cheap option. There's nothing. It's all expensive. It's money all the time. So I know a lot of people will say to us, what's the matter if you can go camping right the way up to December, you can do this, you can do that. We know that, right? But the practicality of moving and stopping like nomadic is just too damn difficult in the wet and the cold and the wind and the rain. It's too difficult for us. If you're a young man or a young woman and you can do that sort of stuff quite easy, then,
or you don't have any health complications, then it's possibly viable.
We have a few health complications which make it difficult at our time of life to do all this. It just does. Sorry, but it just does. I mean, I think we've done pretty well as it is. We started off camping as much as we possibly could, but honestly...
And we really enjoyed that.
Yeah. But some of the campsites, like... if you don't want to rough it, some of the campsites are £30 a night. You might as well pay £60 and get an Airbnb, mightn't you?
Well, we found a couple for 40 odd, and it was a bit.
Yeah, no, the cheap ones are usually cheap for a reason.
Yeah, because there was nowhere for the bikes to go, so it was like.
Or the
tough.
actual rooms and that are not very nice.
So there's a lot of planning, and it's not just, yay, jump on your bike and go off to the sunset, and let's go and find a piece of land, and let's build on that land and grow vegetables and live our life in the farm.
The practicality of that is 1,000 times harder than you think. I'm not saying people can't achieve it and you shouldn't go for it, but you need to know what you're doing. You need to know what you're doing, guys. You really do, because you can get caught out so easily and your dreams can turn to mush. That's why you've got to put actions into place way before you do this. I mean, Lizzie and I have been thinking of doing this for years, haven't we? So we've had it in our mind for years, and we thought we knew.
We've done
what
a
we
lot
were
of
doing.
research. You know, we haven't just let's just go for it. We've done research into the background of what it could be and what it might be and what it might not be, and it's tough. It is tough on the road.
It is tough. It's very tough. I mean, it's things like washing your clothes. You know, all right, it's okay to do it in sinks and showers and stuff like that, but I mean, right now, I don't know about you, but right now, I just need to go somewhere for a month and just stay there and just chill out. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do.
I don't feel that pooey.
No, I'm not saying I feel pooey. I'm feeling like we've had this nomadic life. We've been moving around so much. Now I just need to rest for a while. Because you think there's no more than 2 days has gone past, and then we go, and then we go, then we go, then we go. And we're up early pretty much every morning, aren't we?
And sometimes we're just so tired.
So tired,
that we can't even go and see the places that we're staying at.
Yeah, yeah. That's the worst thing. So we love to go exploring around places, churches, castles, coastlines, woods, forests, you know. But because you're on the bikes, you can't leave your bikes, just go wandering off, because we're always too worried about someone.
Your everything is on that bike, isn't it?
Everything is on the bike. Our life is on the bike. And well, I'm not going to say what's on there, but
everything you need for your daily life is on the bike.
Oh, and more.
So you have to take as much out as you can, so that if something does go missing, or, you know, unfortunately, I don't know, it's just.
But we're not complaining. This is what we wanted, and to a great extent, we've had an amazing adventure on this. We're having a bad day today. We, you know, it started off all right, and then we're just getting everything onto the bikes and
they
tying
locked
it all down.
us out of our room. We got all the way upstairs, and they'd locked us out of our room, so we had to go all and find somebody so we could come get the rest of our stuff, whilst still knowing that we've already put some stuff onto the bike.
We've got all this gear on.
And we've got all this on, so yeah, we've got a little bit sweating
hot.
off. We're feeling sorry for ourselves today.
We are.
And we wanted you to know that it's not
fun.
all sunshine
Not all
and
fun.
lollipops.
There's a lot of downsides to this that you've got to get over. And to be honest with you, it's a bit like a job now. This is the trouble. It's becoming like a job. It's get up, load up the bikes, get on the bikes.
This is what we wanted to do.
Yeah, I know. Well, no,
Cut that bit out.
No, it's becoming like a job.
But that's what we wanted as our job.
Because jobs you get paid for. This is a hobby. This is a hobby. We don't get paid to do this. No one gives us anything. No one gives us anything for this. We very rarely get treated or helped in any kind of way. And to be honest with you, we're not made of money. Like we've got a lot less than people would think. I tell you, we're barely surviving like everybody else, aren't we? You know, we're getting by like everybody else basically. And this isn't a job. This is a hobby that we've turned into something that we thought might.
I think we're talking too much about
All right.
this.
Anyway,
and
okay.
we're going to cut a lot of that out because
Okay.
it sounds a little bit as though it's
Anyway,
really shit.
anyway, we're off today to Whitby, so follow us down there. Unfortunately, I think we're headed into a big storm. We've been advised by a couple of people. Thank you very much. You know who you are. That there's a storm coming. Well, we should make it okay. We should make it okay, and then we can hunker down for a night or two before we go back to where our container is.
Just sleep in that.
Sleep in the container. Right, cheers. Sorry about that, guys, but it is what it is, right? Catch up with you soon. we couldn't come this way without visiting the giant Angel of the North. And there it is in all its beauty. Look at that. Hope it comes out on the camera, but it is a massive statue. Look at that. There you go. The Angel of the North. The wingspan on that is huge. Don't know exactly what it is, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a football pitch. 100 metres, something like that. Maybe each side, I don't know. No idea, but there you go, there's the Angel of the North anyway. Okay. Do you want me to carry it? You can take this one. I can carry that. Liz.
No, because then you say it's too heavy.
No, I can do it. Jesus.
Now at the same time, let's get this. Yeah.
Come on. We got the smallest lift in the world. Can we do it? So I'll send you up first. You go up to 2.
Go on then, cut the door.
Be easy. Yeah. 204 I think it is. Nice tiles. I've just come in the world's in the world's can't turn because I've got this mind just wind up because I've got this thing on my back. I couldn't turn round. There's 2 single beds. 2 single beds. Liz, grab the door, mate. That's the first room we've ever had with 2 single. Look at this, watch. Nice, what a view.
Is that it? Mate.
I think so. Hope so. Hey, open the window right to there. What a lovely view. Liz, can you take this off my back? That's it.
Got another bar.
So have I got to have this side? I don't mind, but...
No, you go that side.
Okay.
There's hardly any room that side. You can push them together.
Yeah, we'll push them together. Right. Doesn't matter, because I'll just put a chair next to my bed. So, there we go. Yeah. Always good to have helmet space, isn't it? Hey, it's always good to have helmet space. And a fan is always good. And a room with a view. Nice view out there. Whitby Bay. Man, I can't wait to get the drone up out there.